Good morning. I am Varalakshmi from Department of Civil Engineering, Mari Lakshman Reddy Institute of Technology and Management. In this video lecture, I am going to cover the design of gravity dams in multiple zones and multiple step method and single step method. In previous lectures, first we designed the elementary profile of dam. Next, we changed that elementary profile to practical profile. Now, how we are constructing the dam, how we are designing the dam, how many zones we are providing in the dam. Okay, now we are providing the zones to the dam. In elementary profile, it is a single zone. In practical profile, we consider the high and low, but in high also we are providing different zones, so that zones we are discussing here. The preliminary design is always done by two-dimensional methods or gravity method, in which there is thought to be composed of number of cantilevers of unit length acting independent of adjacent cantilevers. First, we will discuss with zone 1. Zone 1 is the topmost zone. Okay, top width zone. It is divided into 4 zones, 6 zones. Okay, so first one, zone 1 at the top side of the dam. This is the top portion AA, BB of the dam, situated above the maximum reservoir level when noise exists. So here top is the top portion. The height of the zone 1 is controlled by freebird requirements, and the width is determined by practical considerations or economy for the whole section. So zone 1 is controlled by freebird because it is at the top of the dam at freebird section only. So the zone is controlled with freebird. In this case of ice sheet, the height of block 1 is fixed on the consideration of sliding of the zone due to ice pressure. If it is not a water dam, ice in cold countries, water is freezed to ice. So in that particular ice section, the dam is considered, ice pressure is also considered in zone 1. Next, zone 2. The below zone 1 is the zone 2. This is the portion of the dam in which both the upstream and downstream faces remain vertical. In this section, the upstream is also vertical and downstream side is also vertical in shape. Okay? The position, the bottom place CC of zone 2, this is CC, A, B, C, D, like that. Okay? So CC of zone 2 is such that resultant forces when the reservoir is full passes through the outer third point of plane. When reservoir is empty, the line of resultant lies will within the middle third out the height of the zone 2. So in this zone we must take care that the resultant force will pass, yeah, at M1 position here, outer third, 1 by third distance from upstream side when reservoir full, and in empty condition the resultant will pass through M2 condition here. That means 1 by third distance from toe to the inner side. Compulsory, the resultants will follow the middle one third rule at base of the dam. Compulsory all zones will follow 1 by third middle third law rule. Okay. Next, zone 3. In this zone, the upstream face continues vertical while the downstream face is inclined. In this zone, the zone 3, upstream side it is a vertical line, but then downstream the shape is changed to vertical, sorry, slanting. In zone 1, top portion, zone 2, both upstream and downstream is verticals. In zone 3, upstream vertical, downstream slanting. Compulsory zone 3 also follow the zone 3 ending part will follow the middle third law. That means in reservoir full condition 1 by 3 distance from hill, reservoir empty condition 1 by 3 distance from toe. Compulsory it should follow the resultant forces. So in this zone, the upstream phase continues vertical while the downstream phase is inclined. The line of the resultant continues to coincide with downstream extremely of middle third. When the reservoir is full, the position of bottom plane DD of zone 3 is located such that when the reservoir is empty, the lines of resultant passes through the upstream middle third point. Next, zone 4. In this zone, the upstream surface is also begins to batter so that the lines of resultant along the corresponding experiments of middle third. Same, zone 4 also. Okay. The position of lower limit plane E of this zone is governed by the criteria that maximum inclined pressure at downstream for reservoir full condition is just equal to the allowable limit. The design of zone 4, especially the height as well as both upstream and downstream slopes are determined by trial and error method by dividing zone 4 into blocks. In zone 4, upstream is slanting and downstream is also slanting. Okay. So, compulsory in zone 4, we are designed that the position of the the maximum inclined pressure at downstream is just equal to the allowable limit. The design of zone 4, especially the height as well as both upstream and downstream slopes are determined by trial and load method. Low dams are within the limit of zone 4. So, low gravity dams are within the limit of zone 4. Zone 5, 6, 7 are applicable only for high dams. Zone 5. In this zone, the downstream face is flattened so that the maximum inclined pressure at downstream toe E under reservoir full condition remains within the working stress. Thus, the resultant reservoir full condition remain well within the middle third. For reservoir empty condition, the resultant continue to intersect upstream extremity of cone. That means we must design like this. Okay, shape, corner shape. The lower limit of zone 5 is marked by plane FF where inclined compressive stress on the upstream hill reaches the permissible limit for the reservoir empty condition. Next, coming to zone 6. In this zone, the conditions of the design are determined by the maximum pressure both upstream and downstream conditions respectively in reservoir empty and full conditions. The line of the resultant lie well within the middle third. The position of bottom plane GG is reached when the inclined pressure downstream to E is just reaches its maximum value. So these are the design of zones of gravity dam. So this is the multiple step method. In multiple step method, we are dividing the gravity dam into different zones depend on the way shapes of the dam. In single step method, we are considered single stretch. Now we are discussing the single step method of design of high dams. The high dams going beyond zone 4, it is found that the shape of upstream and downstream slopes are sometimes obtained of unusual shape. Above figure shows a typical section of high dam obtained in multiple sections. So it is the typical section of multiple step method. The upstream face has steep slope while The downstream slope has convex slope outwards. The upstream slope has straight and downstream side is convex shape. A convex shape faced under compression, whether smoothly curved or polygon, may be subjected to tensile stresses on surface parallel to the face. So if we provide convex faced shape, automatically it will subject to tensile stresses. So such shape is usually not desirable since the outer layer of such a section tends to buckle outward. So due to the development of tensile stresses, we must not go for convex faced structure. Hence, the whole section may have to be revised in such a way that such a reversed curvature is avoided. So, we must take care that reverse curvature is avoided. The simple method would be to start the redesign, work from the top, converting to the whole dam into a single block controlled by the rules of Zone 6. So, for if tensiles are tensile stresses are maximum, then what we will do? We will revise the design by taking a single block controlled by 6 zones, discussed in 6 zones. From the figure shows the section of the same high dam designed by the single step method. In this method, the upstream slope is kept vertical for depth to the determined by trial, if may preliminary be fixed by equation, such that plane FG passes through the intersection of the middle third line AH and the center line MH of the top width triangle. After this height, both the upstream and downstream faces are given such slopes that the maximum inclined pressure at both upstream and downstream face under the conditions of reservoir empty and full reach their maximum values simultaneously. This is to be accomplished. Check computations will show that all stability requirements for the reservoir full or empty conditions are satisfied at all points above the base. So by using above calculations, we must check that all stability conditions are satisfied in the design or not. From the above figure shows that the sections of high dam designed both by the single step method and multiple step methods. It is quite clear from the two sections that the multiple step design is more economical for the upper portion of the dam. So in both single and multiple section design, multiple section is more economical compared to single section. The single step method section is under stressed at all the points except the base because one is economical. Second one, in single section, the stresses are more at all points compared to multiple step design. So generally we are designing in multiple step method only. We are prefer multiple step method design for dam designing. Hence, if the height of the dam is less, multiple step design method would give substantial saving in material. Okay, thank you. We must meet in next lecture, stability analysis.